I'm back with this brown makeup look and a cool champagne eye. If you would like to see how I achieved this look, please continue watching. To start my makeup, I'll be using a face primer, and because I have oily skin, I'll be using MAC's Oil Control Lotion, which helps to make sure that my skin doesn't get too oily once I put on my foundation and all my makeup. Next, I did my brows off camera, but if you would like to see how I do my brows, please comment down below and I'll be sure to do a brow tutorial. To begin my eye makeup, I'll be using MAC Cosmetics Paint Pot in the color Groundwork. I'll apply it first with a brush and then blend it out with my finger so that it looks seamless. Next, I'll be taking MAC's eyeshadow in the color Bamboo on an e.l.f. concealer brush to set the paint pot. After setting the eyeshadow primer, I'll be taking MAC's Saddle as my transition shade. I'll be applying it a little bit in between my crease and a little above my crease so that it helps to blend out the other eyeshadows that I'll be applying to my eyes. Because I wanted the transition to be a little bit warmer, I'll be taking MAC's eyeshadow in the color Rule and applying that exactly where I applied Saddle just to warm it up. Then I'll be taking MAC's Brown Script as my crease color. I apply Brown Script directly into my crease, and I do apply a lot of it, but I then take a blending brush and blend it out so that the transition between the colors are more seamless. After blending out Brown Script to my desired look, I'll be taking MAC's eyeshadow in Embark and applying it to the outer V of my eye. Once I got the eyeshadow exactly where I wanted it, I took a blending brush and began to blend it out. Then I felt like it wasn't deep enough, so I began to add a little bit more color and continue to blend so that there was a seamless transition between each of the colors that I used. Next, I'll be taking MAC Cosmetics eyeshadow in the color Soft Brown, and I'll be applying that color directly to my lid. Don't worry if it gets a little bit messy and it gets into your crease or your outer V, because we'll be fixing that later in this tutorial. Next, I'll be taking MAC's eyeshadow in the color Gold Mine, and I'll be applying it directly on top of Soft Brown to give the eye look a little bit of a golden sheen. MAC's eyeshadow in the color Gold Mine wasn't shiny enough, so I took Stila's eyeshadow in the color Kitten and I applied it directly onto my lid. This eyeshadow had quite a lot of fallout because it's an eyeshadow that is quite soft, but cleaning up the fallout is easy. Next, I'll be taking MAC's eyeshadow in the color Saddle and the color Brown Script onto a blending brush and applying them to my crease to redefine my crease from the colors that I've applied to my lid. Once I finish redefining my crease, I'm going to now redefine my outer V with the color Espresso, and after I've finished applying it, I'm going to make sure that everything is all blended. Now that I'm done with my eye look, I'll be dusting away any fallout from the eyeshadow. To begin my face, I'll be taking MAC Cosmetics Match Master Foundation in the color 8.0 and applying that onto a stippling brush and then blending it onto my face. And I know that I'm not really applying a lot under my eyes, and that's because I will be applying concealer under my eyes. Once I finish blending out my foundation, I'll be taking MAC Cosmetics Pro Longwear Concealer in the color NC45 onto a flat foundation brush, and I'll be applying the concealer underneath my eyes in a triangular shape. I'll be applying the concealer underneath both of my eyes into a triangular shape, then down the bridge of my nose, and also on my chin and on my forehead where the light naturally hits the face. Next, to blend out the concealer, I'll be taking a damp beauty blender sponge and bouncing it onto my face until it gives me the natural finish that I am looking for my concealer to be. After blending out the concealer, I'll be baking. To set the concealer with Sasha Buttercup setting powder, I'm going to apply that onto my beauty blender and then apply it everywhere that I applied the concealer. I will also be applying the baking powder onto my jawbone so that my contour looks more defined. To contour, I'll be using MAC's contour powder in the color Blunt, and I'll be contouring from my ear down to near my mouth. Once I finish contouring my cheekbones, I'll be then adding the contour to my forehead to provide more warmth and definition to my face. Once I finish applying the contour powder, I'll be taking a fluffy contour brush and blending out the contour powder onto my face. Next, I'll be taking a tapered powder brush and dusting away the baking powder. Next, I'll be taking MAC Cosmetics Mineralized Skin Finish Natural Powder in the color Dark to blend my entire face. One, to soften where I concealed and baked, and also to blend that area into where I've also contoured. Next, onto a smudge brush, I'll be taking MAC's eyeshadow in the color Brown Script and applying it to my bottom lid. That wasn't quite warm enough, so I added MAC's eyeshadow in the color Sable onto the same brush and then applied it onto my bottom lid as well. Next, to complete my eye look, I took Becca and Jaclyn Hill's highlight palette in the color Champagne Pop and applied that to my inner corner. Next, for my lashes, I'll be taking MAC's Hot and Naughty 2 Black Lash Mascara and applying it to my lashes. Once I finish with my lashes, I'll be going back into the same highlighting palette and using Prosecco Pop onto a fan brush and applying that to the high points of my cheeks, the bridge of my nose, my chin, and the center of my forehead. Then I'll be blending that out with another brush so that the highlight isn't too strong. To add an extra pop, I'll be applying the highlight with my finger onto my nose and my cupid's bow, and then also blending that out with the same brush. Next, I'll be taking MAC Cosmetics blush in the color Gleeful and applying that onto my cheeks and in between where I've highlighted and where I've contoured. Next, I'll be taking Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss in the color Sepia, which is a pink mauve lip gloss with a brown undertone, and I'll be applying that to my lips. And that completes the makeup look. Thank you for watching this tutorial. If you enjoyed watching, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.